Today, let's take a deep dive looking into one of my favourite drummers of all time. Let's take a look at the top 14 essential Chad Smith drum beats, according to me. So these are going to be in no particular order, but I want to start with Suck My Kiss. The drum beat comes in straight away from the beginning of the song, and we've got this 3-bar drum beat that Chad sort of plays around with, and then the 4th bar also included for a bit of variation, a bit of fun to show you how it goes from section to section. So the hi-hat's open, but I'll keep it close for now so we can hear these ghost notes. I'll just play the first bar for you slowly. We get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So we've got ghost notes falling in between there on the of 2 and the of 4, and you can hear that last ghost note is dragged, it's a double note. And then we've also got a really cool push with the bass drum on the E of beat 3, which falls in between the hi-hats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Really nice sort of movement to it. The second bar is exactly the same, except we don't drag the note. So he doesn't always drag it. In that second bar, he just plays it as a single ghost note at the end of the bar. So if your ghost notes, you drag, sorry, aren't up to scratch, then you can just play them as single ghost notes. Then the third bar, same as the first bar, except without the crash. And then the 4th bar is quite busy. We get 1 E and 2. So 1 E and then 2 and 3 E and 2 and 3 E and then 4 and he plays those 2 schedule notes on the and the with his left hand. So we get 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and I'll play up to speed for you now with the open hi-hat so we can hear how it sounds properly up to speed. Here we go. So the next song is Scar Tissue. Again, the drums come in straight away. And the 16th notes are swung in this song. So we're sort of counting 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and rather than 1 E and it's sort of a swing feel. And you'll feel that as you sort of get it up to tempo. But it's quite a slow song, 90 BPM. We've got 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and... We've got this signature idea that Chad does a lot in this song, so he plays 2E, accent on the snare drum backbeat, followed by a ghost note. And then you can notice that that bass drum on the E of beat 3 is written in brackets. Not really played as a ghost note, but he doesn't always play it. So at the beginning of the song, he doesn't play it, and then later in the song, he plays it more often than not. So beginning of the song, the first 4 bars, I believe, he's sort of playing this. And then he starts to play, which I think is a bit more groovy. You can sort of hear how that swing goes. And without the microphone on. So the next song is By the Way, and specifically I want to show you the chorus that occurs at 33 seconds, sort of a tom-tastic drum beat that Chad comes up with. Very bombastic, tom-tastic, Chad-tastic. And the hi-hat stepping on eighth notes all the way through, 1 and 2, and I'll play up to speed for you in a moment, but for learning the pattern, it's easy to just take the hi-hat foot out for now and then just focus on what the hand and bass drums are doing. And take a notice on the of beat 2, we've actually got a ghost note falling with the bass drum. And Chad isn't afraid to do that, he does that quite a lot, where the bass drum sometimes gets played with the ghost note. And you can leave it out because no one's really going to hear it, but it's there in the recording. So slowly we get this. 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. At the end we get this down to the floor tom, high low. 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and up to speed with the hi-hat foot. So I'd like to mention at this point that you can actually download all 4 pages of this lesson from my website for free. You'll find a link beneath this video. So you can have all 4 pages, all these 14 different drum beats printed out in front of you. The next song I want to show you is Californication, and it occurs about 10 seconds. And this is a classic Chad Smith beat here where he's basically playing this. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1. He plays this a lot in a lot of Pepper songs. But he adds his own little twist to it and his own feel. And by the way, a lot of these examples I'm showing you, there's all kinds of really subtle stepping of the hi-hat going on. So to really, really sound like Chad, you've also got to work on perhaps stepping some hi-hat notes. Not all the way through like that, but he's definitely doing stuff like that where the hi-hat isn't always being closed when he strikes it. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it is closed, but he's just stepped it. Anyway, the drum beat slowly. 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and 1, 2. And up to speed. So this next one's a bit of a doozy. Mellowship Slinky in B major. And the drum beat I'm talking about comes in after the intro, 22 seconds. And again, the 16th notes are swung in this. And what makes it tricky really is lining up the bass drum parts with the ghosted snare drum notes. The hands aren't playing anything too complicated. They're playing this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Playing swung 16 notes, right, left, right, left, right, left, all the way through. And we've got that accent on the E of beat 3. But then the bass drum's playing this really cool rhythm underneath. We get 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Really nice the way that lines up with the accents and ghost notes. Have a lot of fun with that. Here it is up to speed. So going back to something perhaps a little bit simpler, Emit Remmus, and it occurs at 18 seconds. And it's a good example of how Chad sort of throws the snare drum backbeat off occasionally. And here he plays the first backbeat on the and a beat 2. So basically we got this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. So just the one ghost note drag in the entire beat, which is quite rare for him. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On top of that, he's sort of accenting the hi-hat on the downbeat, so we sort of get this. Really nice and groovy, goes really well with the song. Here it is up to speed. So this next song, Naked in the Rain, is another great example of how Chad's able to throw off the backbeats, throw the listener's ears a little bit. So we've got a standard sort of drum beat at the beginning of the first half of the bar, but then the second half goes a little bit nuts with the snare drum. So I'll leave the open hi-hats on 4 and the and out for now. We've got this. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. That snare drum on the and the E of 4 there. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. The last thing is sort of adding that subtle hi-hat thing. It's definitely fully open on the and beat 4, but it sort of does a very subtle thing where it's a little bit less open on beat 4. I can't quite replicate that, so I've just written it as 2 open notes, and we get this. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and do my best Chad Smith impression up to speed. Probably my favourite drum beat on the entire list. This next one's I Like Dirt. The drum beat kicks in at 10 seconds. Another example of Chad sort of playing between the hi-hat and snare drum and coming off the hi-hat to play the snare drum backbeats. But we got this really cool little bass drum kick on the and the of 3, which follows just after the accent, which you're going to hear. And then at the end of the bar, we get this 4E and. And sometimes he sort of plays 4E and where the last 16th note is sort of the same sort of volume as beat 4, but most of the time he's not, he's just playing the accent on the and of 4. So slowly we get this, and without the open hi-hat for now. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Bit weird on its own, but up to speed, or a little bit faster. And with the open hi-hats, sort of very hard to get that feel. But loads of fun to play once you got it. Here it is up to speed. So this next song, Give It Away. By the way, a lot of these songs have actually got full drum lessons for on my website. You can check it out, www.drumstheword.com, where you get access to many, many full Red Hot Chili Pepper songs, where unlike this lesson I teach you just a little drum beat, I teach you the full song from start to finish, and you get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart, and this song's an example of that. But here's the main drum beat, really cool, very simple actually. Slightly swung, so again 16th notes are swung. Open hi-hat, we've got 1, 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. That marvellous right hand bass drum foot of his. As you speed up, you can sort of hear the swung notes. Da 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 da, and up to speed. So this next song, Around the World, is a great example of Chad's ability to play some double strokes. The 16th notes are swung again, and we're playing the double-handed hi-hat up here instead of this stuff. He's actually playing it fully on the hi-hat this time. So we get slowly 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and 4. And those last two 16th notes, the and the are doubled up into two 32nd notes each. Again, slowly. Not the cleanest double strokes in the world, but around the world. Anyway, here's my better attempt at playing it up to speed. So power over quality at 14 seconds. Chad is really giving the second half of the bar a bashing with the bass drum, really pushing the groove forward, playing it on the E's and the U's. So the groove has this really, really powerful forward momentum kind of thing. And then also he's playing lots of ghost notes. So some of them are falling even with the bass drums as well. And the example I've got for you, when I was transcribing this, I noticed that he doesn't always play all of these ghost notes. Some of them are included, some of them aren't, but this is the busiest version he plays. In fact, you could even play it busier with some extra ghost notes falling on the of 1 and the of 3, if you really wanted to be fancy. But this is the busiest he plays it, and then sometimes he takes out some of the ghost notes. So feel free to play around with this yourself, but you're going to hear in the second half of the bar how that bass drum really sort of pulls on the upbeats. So slowly we get this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... It's very hard to play that slowly with the ghost notes falling down. When you sort of speed it up, when you're actually playing this kind of thing, you're not really thinking about the ghost notes, you're just filling in the spaces with the right hand, and the bass drum is what you're focusing on. And if they happen to fall down together, they do. Anyway, that's the excuse out the way. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and... You hear that 1 at the end turning around. Lovely. Up to speed. So the Peppers aren't known for playing a lot of different time signatures. This one for Breaking the Girl is in 6/8, so we're going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there are other examples of some Chili Pepper songs in 7 and in 5 as well. Later on later albums especially. But anyway, this is in 6, so we're feeling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the first half of each bar is the same as each other. We're up on the right cymbal. We're playing 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5. But then beats 5 to 6 is played as triplets. And it's really hard to count them at this speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's how I do it. Diddle diddle. 1, 2, 3, 4, diddle diddle. 1, 2, 3, 4, diddle diddle. And what you play is coming off that right cymbal on beat 5 is a ghost note. We're going into triplets, remember. So that left hand is played quietly, and then he moves to the highest tom down to the second highest tom. So we get straight back to the right cymbal, not a crash, back to the right cymbal. The second bar, the second half is exactly the same, except it's second tom to lowest tom. So we've got the first half of the bar, these two toms, second bar, these two toms. So slowly we get this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Sorry, did I get that right? 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I accidentally missed out the bass drum there on beat 5 one time, but a bit faster. Really, really flows that. Here's it up to speed. this next one's a great rock song. The song is Warped, and the 42nd Chad comes in with this huge drum beat. He's playing up on the ride cymbal, and you can hear in the second half of the bar we've got the bass drums pushing around on the of 3 and the E of 4, but then the snare drum backbeat comes in at the end on the and a beat 4. So without the bell accents we get this: 1, 2 E, 3, 4 E, and 1, 2 E, 3, 4 E, and then naturally he sort of accents the bell on beat 2, beat 3, and then the and a 4. So the 2 backbeats and then the backbeat on beat 3 sort of naturally sort of plays around with that idea a little bit. Doesn't stick to it, but this is basically what he's playing most of the time. 1, 2 E, 3, 4 E, and 1, 2 E, 3, 4 E, and. Great fun to play along with the song. Here's it up to speed. So this last one is one of my favourites as well, deep kick. The drums come in at 1 minute 43. And what makes this really cool for me is the fact that Chad's playing on the ands with the bell of the right cymbal. So we've got this offbeat kind of thing, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. On top of that, we're skipping over the bass drum on beat 1, sort of disguised with the downbeat E's even more. And then we've got the offbeat backbeat on the and of beat 4 rather than beat 4. So it's a lot of disguising of the groove, and it just goes beautifully with the rest of the band. It's a lot of fun to play. But you've got to get used to playing that motion 1, and this is the motion I use, the sort of molar whip, and that sort of takes over eventually when you get it up to speed, and also feeling naturally skipping over beat 1 on the bass drum. But slowly, here we go, sounds like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1, 2, 3. So you might want to start it with a crash cymbal. And then after that, you're up in the air with the bass drum, never quite falling on beat 1. So here's that drum beat up to speed. So I hope you had fun with this lesson. I certainly did. Do you think I chose the right drum beats? Did I miss any? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget you can download the free PDF from my website, the sheet music, all 4 pages, all 14 drum beats for free. The link is beneath this video. And then while you're over the website, you might want to consider signing up to become a member. And like I said, I've got probably, I would guess, I should have checked this out before recording, between 10 or 15 full Red Hot Chili Pepper songs. So if you're a Chad Smith fan, then you've got loads of cool stuff to get your teeth stuck into up on the website already. But until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. And you can watch my other free drum lessons by clicking the links on the screen now. Alternatively, if you want to learn how to play literally hundreds of famous and popular songs in full, from start to finish, and including the fully transcribed sheet music, then check out my website drumstheword.com for further details. Thanks for watching.